Yeah, they learned to speak. Good morning, everyone. So we homeschool our kids, and every week they go to this sort of classroom setting with a bunch of other homeschool kids, and they do science experiments and art stuff. It's really cool. We've shown it before on the vlog, but today is their last day, and they're giving their final reports, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. What did you write your final report on?
Leonardo Da Vinci.
Are you excited about giving your report today? Reading it to the class?
Yeah.
I'm really proud of Jacob. This is his first time doing this portion of the work, doing the essay and the full report. He did a really good job, did a lot of research, went through 3 different books and cited his sources and did all this stuff. He did a really, really good job.
Thank you.
And I really like the board you made, the presentation board.
You.
So part of what the kids do here every week, each kid does a presentation on anything they want, so they get used to talking in front of people, which I think is a really cool skill to learn and something a lot of people are afraid of. But the kids learn confidence and techniques to speak in front of a group of people every week.
Speak.
Yeah, they learn to speak.
Hello, my name is Jacob, and I'm going to tell you guys about one of the things we did in Florida. We went to this place where we swam with an animal called manatees. They're like really friendly and giant. They're about the size of that table in the middle. And you just swim in the water, and it's really cold. But you have wetsuits and scuba diving masks, and and a floaty. You have up in the middle. You just look down and you see this big giant tail. You're just like, oh, where's the mini? Whoa, it's right there. Because it like camouflages with the floor, and you can't step on the floor either. They hold their breath for like 5 minutes, and then they go back up for air. So you're just like on top, and you can't lift your arms at all. You can't kick your legs. You're just like on top of a manatee that goes up for air. You're just like on top of this big creature that can go up for air in any second.
Quack.
Any questions?
Quack.
No, because they're really friendly.
So we are on our lunch break right now, and we're at Denny's because I forgot to mention this earlier, but it's somebody's birthday. It's your birthday, isn't it?
It's my birthday.
Bailey's all dressed up for her big presentation today. Out to eat in her 18th century garb.
I'm going to talk about Leonardo Da Vinci. He was a famous artist and invention. Skills of Leonardo. Leonardo Da Vinci was an inventor, and dissector of bodies. He lived throughout Italy during the Renaissance. He painted the Mona Lisa, which most people say is the most famous painting in the world. He thought up many different flying inventions, like the flying screw, which was like a simple helicopter. We still appreciate his art and inventions to this day. He invented incredible things like helicopters and bicycles. People come from all over the world to see his artwork, and that's the life of Leonardo Da Vinci.
Do you want to show us anything on your board?
Yeah. So these are his notebooks. And this is the Mona Lisa, the most famous painting in the world. Here is a picture of it. This is his self-portrait. And this is one of his flying machines. Same with this. This is called the Flying Scrooge, based on a surgical helicopter, like this helicopter. And then this is the last one. I've seen that painting. I've seen that painting. It was about this big. Thank you. Could you imagine surviving in just a log cabin in the wild woods when you were only 6? That's just how Laura Ingalls grew up, and where she based the first book in her beloved children's series, The Little House in the Big Woods, because her stories were absolutely enthralling. Laura's family worked hard to survive in their little log cabin in the dangerous woods. Once a year, Laura's father caught a pig and ate it. Laura and her sister Mary loved the tail and bladder of the pig. Laura's dad would blow up the bladder to make it into a balloon, and they would bat it around the yard. Later, they would take turns roasting the pig's tail on the fire. Once it was all finished, it was delicious. The woods were a big part in Laura's childhood. Later in Laura's life, she had to leave the woods because they were getting way too crowded. There were houses everywhere. They traveled in a covered wagon across dangerous prairies and rushing rivers. Eventually, they got to a prairie that seemed like a good place to build a house. Laura's father built their little house on the prairie. Later, Laura married Almanzo Wilder, and together they had their only baby, Rose Wilder. When Laura was in her 60s, she started writing the Little House books. Laura was a very well-known author. People from around the world highly enjoy the books that she has written because her books, which are amazing, everyone loves. Laura helped her family put out frighteningly ferocious fires in her house in the prairie and helped guide her sister Mary, who had become badly blind, around the house because she was very brave. She lived from the late 1800s to the early 1900s. This is my board. This teaches you how to make cheese. And this is a picture of the little smokehouse that they had in their little house in the big woods. And they put like meat in there and it turned into jerky.
All right, great job with your presentations today, guys.
Thank you.
How was it?
Good.
Are you eating biscotti?
Yeah.
Jake brought biscotti because it's Italian, and so was Leonardo Da Vinci. And Bailey brought popcorn because they ate popcorn back then, probably, yes, maybe?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, good. Bailey worked on her project pretty much all by herself. Like, we just kind of gave her a couple little notes here and there, but she wrote that whole thing by herself. And Jacob, this is the first time he's ever done a really big paper like that. Really cool.
He read it really well too.
He did read it really well. You guys did a great job today.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thanks. Today we are going to JoJo's Dream 16.
Cotton candy burrito. We're gonna call it the napping bus.
Napping bus? You think you're gonna nap on this bus?
We rented out 6 Flags. The park is ours.